Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my very first impression video, and that is going to be on the new Milani Conceal Imperfect Foundation. I'll go ahead and show you up close what it looks like. It has a black cap and it ombres down into the foundation color. It is a glass bottle, which is super nice. It feels high-end, and I really like when they come in glass bottles like this. When you take the cap off, it does have the pump, which is so convenient. I love that so much about this. A little bit of background information on this foundation. It comes in 14 shades. This one was $9.99 at CVS. So whenever I saw that this was only $9.99, I was pretty pumped. Pumped, get it? And I guess I should tell you what shade that I got. I actually got medium beige 04. I probably could have went with 03 honestly, but all they had were like 3 shades. They had like 01 light, this one, and then a super dark one. So I figured this actually may work because I just moved to California and I'm already getting a little bit more golden. I'm going to be putting it on one half of my face with the Beauty Blender, and this is dampened already. And then I'm going to be using the Real Techniques buffing brush, I think it is. Where you at? Yeah, the buffing brush on the other side of my face, just to see if there's a difference in application from one to the other. How it, like, sometimes the brush gives a little bit more of a full coverage foundation, whereas this kind of sometimes, what is the word I'm looking for? Shears out the foundation. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I have no primer on whatsoever, just because I want to see exactly how the foundation is going to work on my skin. I don't want anything interfering with the formulation of the foundation. That rhymed. So let's go ahead and get to the video, and I will show y'all my very first impressions and honest opinion on what I think of this. Okay, let's go ahead and apply this to the face. I'm going to do probably one pump on each side. I just feel like that's probably going to be the best. And let's see how this formula works out and see how it comes out. Well, good. It didn't spew everywhere, which some pumps do that. I'm trying to see if there's a scent. It kind of just smells fresh. Like, it smells like body wash. The color looks like it is going to match pretty well, which I'm pretty excited about. Let's go ahead and try the Beauty Blender side. What I'm going to do actually is dot it around my face and then blend it out. And I have really bad acne right now, so this is like the perfect time to try this foundation out to see if it covers. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my dampened Beauty Blender and just blend this out. And so far, I think the color is pretty good. It feels like a pretty wet consistency. Whenever it came out of the bottle, it did look pretty thick. But now that I'm blending it out on my face, it feels pretty thin. It looks pretty good so far. It definitely looks dewy, which I don't hate that because I do have fine lines. So sometimes matte foundations can settle really, really bad into my fine lines. So this is the Beauty Blender side. So far, it is pretty dewy. When I touch it, it hasn't set yet at all. It feels comfortable on the skin. Doesn't feel like too heavy. It honestly doesn't feel like I'm even wearing foundation. Let's go ahead though and apply the other side. I'm going to do one pump again and see how thick it comes out. Comes out pretty thick. It's not runny whatsoever. And so now I'm going to dot it on once again, and I got a big old pimple, so let's see if that will cover it up. And now I'm going to go in with this clean buffing brush by Real Techniques, and we're just going to buff it on in to the skin. Now that this is on my face, I feel like I can smell it more. Like, it smells like soap. Like, what the heck? Does look really shiny, so we're definitely gonna have to powder because with this weather in California I get pretty oily. It is applying thicker with the brush, so that is something to keep in mind. You would like a little bit fuller coverage. It is applying thicker with the brush. So this is the side with the brush. This is the side with the Beauty Blender. I do not know if you can tell. I really can't tell that big of a difference just because my redness is still peeking through on both sides just a little bit. Doesn't look like it's settling into the fine lines too bad, which is literally the best thing so far about this because most foundations settle into my fine lines instantly, and I hate that so much because I have a really bad expression lines up here because I'm just super expressive, I guess. I don't know. And so, yeah, that's usually my problem area. Let's see. This side has not set yet. It feels sticky to the touch, which isn't my favorite thing with the foundation, but maybe after I let it set for a minute, it will, you know, kind of matte down just a hair. So let's go ahead and see if we can build it up just a little. I'm going to take one more pump. I'm going to beauty blend a little on the side just to see if we can get more of like a really full coverage. Yeah, I like it better with 2 layers, which I don't think I've put as much on this side as I did the other. So there is a little bit more on that side. Looks pretty good. Brush, I'm going to just dab it straight in. We're going to try to cover up this pimply mess on this side. See what happens. Oh yeah. This side is getting real cakey because that's too much. Too much foundation? No. Okay, let me blend this out. This pimple just ain't having it with the foundation covering it up. I will say that because it is dewy, you can see the texture of my skin, which kind of bothers me. But maybe after I powder, it won't be quite as bad. But it has really minimized my redness now that I put that second coat on, so that's good. Blending it down the neck. I think that is pretty good. I will show you close up right now, kind of what it looks like on the face. This is the Beauty Blender side. Show you the front of it. You can see my fine lines, they're there, but it's not super bad. And then this is the brush side. It is sticky. It's kind of bothering me. It's pretty sticky. Yeah, let me grab a powder. That's what that looks like. And this is in the shade Medium. That's what it looks like. This is one of my favorite drugstore powders just because it's pretty light. It doesn't really add coverage. It just mattifies everything pretty good. So let's mattify this down. Oh yeah, so much better so far. And I will show you a close-up with the powder on it. Still feels a little sticky, but with time it may set. So I'm just going to give it a little while. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on, and then I'll come back on camera and just show you what it looks like with other products laying on top, like blush, highlighter, concealer, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'll be right back. And now I'm back with my entire face of makeup on. It feels slightly sticky, not as sticky as it was when I first applied, so it has set a little. It is not settling too terribly bad into my fine lines up here, which is an A+ for me. That's one of the first things that I look at in a foundation is if it's going to set into those expression lines. So it hasn't done that this far, which it could do it later on, so I will be checking back in. But one of the problems that I did have was whenever I was going to put my blush on, as I was blending, it kind of caught on my skin, if that makes sense. I think it's from where this is a dewier foundation, so it wasn't completely set, which I did give it a little bit of time after I came off camera to let it set a little bit, and so it did kind of skip across my face. That was the only negative that I did see while applying the rest of my makeup. But everything else is going okay. My concealer went perfectly fine on top of it. My bronzer around my forehead, it went on fine. It was just right here for some reason. So yeah, so far I am liking it. And right now it is 3:36 in the afternoon. I'm going to go throughout my day, run my errands, clean my apartment, do whatever, and I will check back in with y'all in a couple of hours. Hey guys, so it is currently 6:20. I've had this foundation on for about 3.5 to 4 hours now. As you can tell, I am quite the grease ball. I'm pretty oily. I have been outside in the heat. Now, this that you're seeing right here is going to be my highlight. But yeah, I've been out in the heat for a little bit, and it is pretty oily right here in my T-zone, my chin definitely. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of powder on and see how it lasts from now until my final checkup. So I'm just going to go back in with that Revlon Nearly Naked powder in nude and just a brush, a larger brush. And I'm just going to, oh, there's a hair in my brush, cool. And then I'm just going to pack this on my oily spots. And just pack it on in the places that I'm oily. So far, I am loving how it's making my skin look. It looks pretty natural for being such a full coverage. Like, everything is covered on my face. All my acne, my redness, all that good stuff is covered completely. I am liking the looks of this foundation so far. It doesn't feel cakey, even with putting another layer of powder on. That is it for this check-in. I will check back in with y'all one more time tonight. I will go ahead and finish up some things I needed to do around my apartment and stuff, and I will see y'all in a little bit. Bye, guys. Hey guys, so this is going to be my last check-in of the day. It is currently 9:14. I just am tired, so I figured I was going to go ahead and end it here. And as you can see, I'm pretty dang oily. Like, it's bad. This is pretty bad. But like I've said in previous clips in this video, I think that it would be a lot better if I could use setting spray. I use the Urban Decay All Nighter spray, and that just really holds in your makeup and it really combats my oil. So I will definitely be using that spray with this foundation. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at Brittany Talks Beauty, and I will keep you updated on how I'm liking this foundation. But I do really like the finish of this foundation. It looks good. Whenever I do, which I'll go ahead and do it right now, whenever I powder it, it looks really, really good. Something about the way that it is dewy without being too greasy whenever I first applied it, I really do like. I would definitely give this foundation 2 thumbs up after wearing it for a pretty long time today. It looks good on the skin, like I've said several times. It applied easy, the scent's good, the color was pretty good. It's very, very affordable. That's why I can't knock it too bad, because it is a drugstore affordable foundation. But I'm going to go ahead and keep it short just because I'm exhausted and ready to go to bed. But I really hope that y'all like this video. Definitely check this foundation out, especially if you have dry skin. I think you would really love this. But even for you oily girls, I think that you would also get some use out of this as long as you put a primer and a setting spray and keep blotting or powdering throughout the day. I think you would be just fine. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this type of video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more to come. Bye, guys. Mwah.